I just thought I'd share something with you. I'm attaching a clip to this which explains well, it's self-explanatory. I'll leave you to look at it. But I'm going to tell you now why I think these things happen, why we are over-technical or over-dependent on electronic systems of location. When it comes to anything, it doesn't matter whether it's on the ground or in the air. I had the great pleasure of being a guest of the United States Air Force who were training on the F-35. I'm going back 10 years, maybe a little longer now. And it was a state-of-the-art aircraft, and I was particular guest personally of a lieutenant colonel who was instructing on the F-35, Norwegian pilots and British pilots and so forth, on this very advanced piece of machinery. Absolute state-of-the-art, no question about it. It was better than anything in the world and was going to dominate the skies. But of course, it hasn't turned out like that. I just thought I'd just tell you a little anecdote about it. He was totally dependent, very intelligent man indeed, by the way, absolutely spot-on guy in more fields than just air warfare. But he was totally reliant on his sat-nav in his car all the time. He never looked at a map. He just tapped it in. Well, I know lots of us do that, don't we? Okay, and that's not a criticism per se. But he was a guest of mine in the Lake District, and I was staying at Wasdale Head, and I had a cottage at Wasdale Head there, and invited him and some of his co-pilots who were in England at the time to come to dinner. And I hired a room and laid on a very good dinner. None of them turned up, which is a great shame. And I did actually explain that once they get into some of those valleys in the Lake District, their sat-nav wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. And they needed a map, and they needed to actually leave a lot longer time to get there than it might appear on the map. If they looked at the map, it made it look like it was closer than it was. It was wibbly windy and took them over Hard Knot Pass, as you probably know, those of you who are fell walkers like me. Now, they didn't turn up because they relied on sat-nav, and they couldn't find a hotel, the Wasdale Head Hotel. They couldn't find it. These chaps who were highly, highly trained pilots on the F-35, they couldn't find it. They gave up. The time appreciation was wrong. Everything was wrong because they didn't go back to basics. And at the end of the day, whether it's on the ground or in the air, sometimes you have to go back to basics. You cannot rely on electronic gizmos. And this is what they're finding out now in the Gulf. And you don't need a monster brain to actually work out this kind of thing. But it seems to me that modern air forces always get caught out on this kind of thing because they cannot bring themselves to go back to basics. Everything's got to be state-of-the-art and advanced and all the rest of it. Life isn't like that. Believe me, life isn't like that in any field.